Hi, boys and girls and parents. If you are watching this too, I apologize for not being on the YouTube channel lately. Kind of have been having some stuff going on, and I just kind of wanted to share that with you so you'd understand why. I'm hoping to get out of this funk that I'm in and get back to. We're going to start virtual teaching on Schoology and just kind of getting more Zoom meetings up and running. But I found out a few weeks ago that a friend who I haven't talked to in quite a while was diagnosed with the coronavirus. And she had found out, she works in a nursing home, and she had found out that one of the elderly patients that lived there had tested positive. And so her work sent out an email and suggested that all the employees go in and get tested also, and made them aware right away. So that was good. So she went in, her husband called the hospital, and she was having a cough. And so the hospital told her husband to probably come in and for them to get tested just to be on the safe side. So when she got in there on Sunday, she was had this cough, and so they tested them, but then they wanted to take my friend for an x-ray. So her husband had to stay outside because of the hospitals with the safety inside, and she went inside and she got an x-ray. And after the x-ray results came back, she texted her husband and told him that they wanted to admit her because she had some fluid on her lungs. So she stayed in the hospital. Her husband talked to her over the phone Monday and Tuesday. Tuesday night he couldn't get a hold of her. Wednesday morning he finally called the hospital, and the hospital said that her breathing was really bad, and so they had to put her on a ventilator, and her heart had stopped, and they had to start it again, and they were able to do that and put her on a ventilator. And she kind of went up and down with how her progress was going. She would get a little bit better, and then it would get worse. And at one point they had called my friend's husband and had him come up to the hospital because they didn't think that she was going to make it. So him and his two daughters, he has two daughters, a 17-year-old and a 14-year-old. The three of them went up to the hospital and were able to talk to her. And she wasn't awake. She was in a comatose state on the ventilator still. And you know, I think it helped her. It made her a little bit better. So they had got that call on a Saturday, the Saturday after she had initially gone in on Sunday, so almost a week later. And she started doing better and was, still hanging on. He was giving weekly updates via Facebook. I talked to him on the phone one time for about 45 minutes, just talking about her condition and seeing, how she was doing, and telling him that I hadn't talked to her in a while, but I wanted to reconnect when she got better. So everything was looking a little bit better, but then on just this past Friday, on Good Friday, it would have been the end of our spring break. She was doing okay in the morning and holding steady, but then in the afternoon, something had changed. And I got a message on Facebook around, I think it was around about 3:30, that at about 1:30, 2 o'clock, she had passed away. So that was really hard for me because, number one, there's a lot of emotions that go with this. And if you're feeling sad and down totally during this time, I totally get it. And if you know someone that's been affected by this, it's a lot different. I tell people it's a lot different when it's somebody that you know versus just thinking like this is the coronavirus and people are getting it, but I don't know anybody. Now I know somebody that has it, and now I know somebody that has died from it. And the emotions that go through me is that now she's at peace, so that makes me happy. But her family couldn't be with her throughout the time that she was in the hospital, so that makes me sad. Her family will not be able to have a regular funeral for her because of the social distancing. So that makes me sad and angry that they can't do what they would normally do. That she has two daughters, a 14-year-old and a 17-year-old. Her 17-year-old is supposed to graduate this year. And now they don't have their mom, and she's not having a proper graduation, the 17-year-old. There's just a lot of things that go through my mind. And so Friday when I found out the news, I was devastated. And then Saturday and Sunday, I was trying to process it all. And even probably yesterday and Tuesday, I was still trying to process most of it. And just now we're trying to get this virtual Schoology up, and I've been diving into work to keep my mind occupied. They are going to have a memorial for her afterwards. When this all gets cleared up, it'll just be a big celebration of her life. So it does make me happy and peaceful to know that the type of person that she was a good person. She was actually a great person, a great friend, and a great person. And so I guess my biggest thing is, number one, I want to apologize for not being on YouTube or Zoom very much, or, connecting very well. So I'm going to try and do better at that now. Second is, I want you guys to all know that I miss you, I love you, and I want you to stay safe, because this has become real to me, that you need to stay home, keep washing your hands, covering your coughs, social distancing, staying away from people, just till this goes away. And hopefully we can get back to whatever normal looks like to us. And also just to be able to get together again and see each other again. And I want to thank anybody's parents out there, any parents that are watching. If you are a first responder, you're a nurse, you're a doctor, you work in the medical field, you're an EMT, whatever it might be, anything that you are possibly doing on those front lines right now to help people, I just want to say from the bottom of my heart, I thank you tremendously. My friend's husband said that the nurses and the staff at the hospital that my friend was at were wonderful in keeping him updated and FaceTiming so that way she could hear their voices. And it was just wonderful. So thank you from the bottom of my heart if you are one of those people who helps out during this crisis and puts your life on the line for others. I appreciate it. But again, I just wanted to jump on here and kind of give you a status update and let you know I didn't forget about you. I miss you and I love you now more than ever, because I could use lots of hugs. And I'm not getting those right now. I'll get them from my own kids and my husband. But I miss your hugs, and I miss you. And I hope that you're all staying safe and well. And if you need me, please reach out. Because in this time, I feel like we need a lot of people. And I've been can't see my mom and dad right now because they're older and they need to be quarantined. So I haven't been seeing them, and I could really use a hug from my mom. So I've been going to my mom and FaceTiming with her just to see her face over the screen. So if anybody needs to do that, you just let me know and we'll figure it out. Okay? So I love you guys. I miss you, and we will talk soon. Okay, bye.